Hello, and welcome back to Broerman Farmstead. I haven't been filming as much as I probably should be. My friends went and finished plowing our field to the south of the farm here that was in oats. And I went and dissed that whole field that we showed plowing the other week that's north of the farm. I've been having some different ideas around the farm here to go with putting up a farm market, which I've kind of told you guys about in the past. Something that we can do some of the direct to consumer, these meat chickens, eggs from all the laying hens that we had started here, our cattle, hogs, and well, the wife and I have always put out a pretty substantial garden, just like my grandparents always have. It started back helping them with theirs, and we just over time took over and just kept doing it. So we figured, well, heck with it. We'll try to do a little bit better with that, grow some more tomatoes and peppers and sell those too. And it got me thinking. I'm down on cattle this year. Corn prices are okay, but they're not that great. And I've got 5.5 acres here that I'm gonna plant the corn. Well, I've grown an acre of sweet corn before. Did it a couple years ago. Went well. Sold most of it. Okay, we'll look at growing some sweet corn again. And then that got me down the rabbit hole of, okay, well, if you're going to plant a whole acre of sweet corn, you don't want to plant it one time. That's quite a job to pick all that. So you're probably going to want to split it up into 3 or 4 different plantings, spacing out every week to 2 weeks, typically 2 weeks. Well, the last couple of years, I've hired out the capers to come in with their 12-row white planter and plant my corn. And I might still do that for a field corn, but to ask a guy to come in and plant sweet corn 3 times, possibly 4 times over the course of probably 6 weeks, well, that becomes a lot to ask of a person. Got me thinking about planters again and maybe trying to buy a planter. And I looked this spring at a couple 7,000 series and 7,200 series Deeres. I almost bought a planter about 2 miles up the road, one town over, and it got away from me too quick. It was a beautiful planter, and anything that's nice and, well, it's on Facebook, it's gonna sell quick, and it did. I'd messaged the guy, and only been up for sale for about 30 minutes, and another guy also had messaged him, and the guy beat me to it. It is what it is. So then it got me looking at other planters and something economical. It's maybe not the most premier planter, but I used to run a John Deere 1240 with my 4010 and that 720 I used to own when I planted all my corn by myself before I tried doing no-till. So I started looking at some 1240s again, and I found this one only about 30 miles from the house. Picked it up for $700. Might be a little much for a planter of this age, but it's in pretty good shape. The fertilizer box is on the front. They're not rusted out. Everything's fine there, but I've never used dry fertilizer and I don't plan to, so they're just ornamental at this point. What really matters to me is that this planter can plant my corn, my sweet corn. I could even plant some row crop beans with this if I want to on 30-inch rows. And I could throw sunflowers in there and anything else. It's better than trying to do planting by hand. I've done that in the past. Didn't plant an acre of sweet corn by hand, but I have planted about half an acre before doing it that way. So this planter, I feel like, is in pretty good shape. You can tell that the previous owner really believed in grease, because everything seems to be excessively greased on this planter. But I had one issue. When I was converting this planter from 36-inch rows down to 30, like my old one was, before I had gotten rid of it, one of the pinions in the drive for the seed hoppers was broken off. I'd called John Deere, and they're not going to get me one. There's none available. So that led me down the rabbit hole of, well, do you buy another one? Or do you find parts? A little more searching around on Facebook, and I found a 6-row parts unit about an hour north of me. So I just got done picking it up. So now I've got 6 new pinions, and I only need 1. But I figure I only paid $150 for this parts unit. By the time I pull pinions off of that, because I did get a price on a couple of the gears from John Deere that they still could get, $40 a piece. 40 times 6, heck, $150 planter. I got a dozen gears I can pull off of here, pinions, and pull some row units off. The closing wheels are in pretty good shape. Pull the parts off there on a skid and forget about it. I'm money ahead. So we're gonna go ahead and unload this 6-row parts unit, Probably disc that field another time because I'm still trying to kill alfalfa that didn't quite get killed when we moldboard plowed it. So that'll be my second time discing it. I didn't show you guys the other time because, heck, I didn't grab the camera and I didn't run back in the house to get it when I did it. So we'll do that, and then we'll probably take you along as we move our broiler chickens and our laying hens on the pasture for the first time. So come along. We got some work to do today. So one thing I was always nice about my 1240 in the past that I owned was these tongues were always pretty easy to fold up and compact this unit for storage. Well, it's on the ground, but for having most of the weight that far out from the loader tractor, that's about all I can handle. Once I got it off, it started to go down a little bit. But with the wheels on the ground, I can scoot it around. It'll be fine. All right, let's move this planter. Yeah, okay. No, mom's not driving the tractor.
Yeah, Dad.
So the two youngest and I are gonna grab our four-wheeler and we're gonna move our chicken tractor with our broilers. And you guys have never seen that chicken tractor because I never filmed it. I haven't shown it to you. So this will be the first time you guys see that too.
Wow.
Oh, and the heifers are out. Since we put this water hydrant in here in this tank, they've been hanging around in this corner a lot more. Which is great because that means I can see them from the backyard and I like looking at my cattle. So here's our chicken tractor. And our first group of broilers. We're gonna have to take their water out, set that on top, and I gotta get their feed. I gotta get their feed out so we don't drag that on the ground too. Well, and that thing's gonna need some more feed here by the time we're done. And for now, I've just got a wire. And I'm just attaching it to the back of my four-wheeler with a standard clevis and pin. Pretty simple for now. Do you want to pull the chicken tractor ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. And we don't need to move it much. This chicken tractor is only 10 feet wide by 12 feet long, and we're just going to move it 12 feet. I'm going to try to make sure I go slow enough. It looks like most of the broilers are already in the front of it, but I want to make sure that we don't get any caught underneath of it. Yeah, they're all in front. Well, and that's it. Broilers are moved for the first time, 12 feet. We can take a look and see what they've done to the ground here. I mean, not a whole lot, honestly. It was about 2 foot tall standing grass, and for the most part, it's still there. But up around where the feed and water was, it's got a lot of chicken poop. And hey, that's free fertilizer. I mean, which in the future, I'm gonna fence in these 2 fields, and this will be an alleyway here, which we could easily throw a couple goats in, bull, some steers, heifers, Heck, who knows? So it's kind of like a mini pasture. So chickens fertilize it. That's just free. Drum's filling it with water.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Me too.
You're big? Yeah, you are big. I'm really big. And Drome's big. Yep. And Mommy and Harper are big.
But the baby's not big yet.
No, babies aren't big yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
I can't fit in there.
You can't fit in there? You don't want to go in there. That's for the meat chickens. Yeah. The chickens got out?
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They didn't get out. That's where we put all of our laying hens now. They get to walk around outside all day. They're gonna lay eggs? Yeah, we need the eggs. Yes, you're right. Keep filling it. You're gonna hold that?
That's full. That's full.
It's full now.
Yeah.
All right.
Super
Let's go give this to the chickens.
Yeah.
Oh, the chickens are already drinking the water. Not that the broilers were out of water yet, but they're already wanting to drink quite a bit. All right, guys, should we go get feed for them now? Yeah. All right, let's go get feed. Oh, you're gonna hold on to the bag for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Drome. You're a big helper. Howdy, girls. How's it going? Sophia, you have a nice little nap there? How about you, Belle? You got Brutus, our bull. So up here we got Loka. We got Lakota and Pocahontas and Crystal.
But they're not getting up.
Oh, that's all right. They don't want to get up yet.
Why?
Which one's yours?
I don't know.
Is Pocahontas your cow? Yeah, well, she's a heifer yet. She hasn't had a calf, but she's yours. How's it going, Brutus? They've been really enjoying the pasture life now after we made that first cutting of hay and baled that and wrapped those hay bales over there. I've had them out here for, I don't know, a week or so now, and they're enjoying it, just like they should. Yep, there is some feed left in there. All right, you want to do it?
Yeah, but I want a big one.
You want a big scoop?
Yeah.
All right, dump it in there.
I don't need help. I don't.
All right, you want another one?
Yeah.
All right.
I do a big time.
All right, you dump that one in. Okay, another one.
I burped it.
Another one. Perfect.
That was giant.
That was a giant one. You're right. So I've got Blue Ribbon Feed Mill and Carthagena now mixing up a 500-pound batch of broiler feed for me. It's pretty good looking feed. They're bagging it. I should be able to reuse those sacks at least 2, maybe 3 times. And right now we're about, I think we're almost $3 a bag cheaper than what they could get me a similar feed from Kallenbach brought in there. So I'm happy with it. it broke it up really nice and helped kill a lot of the alfalfa that didn't quite get killed when we moldboard plowed it. My friends did a really good job plowing. We had a couple 14-inch plows out here and a 12-inch plow, and could be partially because of the difference in distance, but not all the ground got turned over 100%, and some of it was standing up, and well, alfalfa is pretty resilient, so it was trying to grow again. So the disc killed a good amount of that alfalfa, and now I'm coming back with it again, and we're working the field at an angle to try to take out some of the ridges and break up and kill the last little bit of alfalfa that was still left. I last worked this field about 3 days ago, and we had a little shower the day after I worked it, and we've had 2 days of dry here, and a good amount of the alfalfa that was there that was still alive is, well, it's dead now. A couple pieces hanging on, but this should hopefully take care of the rest of it. Now the ground's still just a little bit wet. It's not bad. There's definitely moisture in the soil yet. It's not too wet to be disking. But I'll probably let this dry out a little bit more today, and I'm going to come back tomorrow with the quality mulcher and run this with the plowing again, and then probably a diagonal pass, and hopefully plant this into corn early this week. Well, we finished getting that field disked for the second time now. I'm going to let this dry out a little bit more. That way when I run the quality mulcher across it, it hopefully breaks those clods up a little bit better. We get a really nice seed bed to run our new, to us, 1240 John Deere planter through. And I just want to thank you guys for coming along today, watching what we've been doing, following along for a couple months as we've been getting these chickens together and getting them out in pasture for the first time. But that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We can do a lot here, but we can't grow this channel without your help. Thank you, and have a good day.